we are going to see about the pollen grains. Microspore was derived from the microspore mother cell by meiotic division, and pollen grain was derived from the microspore. The pollen grain is a cell. It consists of the dense cytoplasm and centrally located nucleus. The protoplast wall was two layers, the intine and extine. Inner layer is called as the intine and the outer layer is called as the extine. The intine layer is very thin, uniform layer. It is made up of pectin, cellulose, hemicellulose, callose. These are all protein. So intine is very thin, uniform layer, inner layer. It is made up of the protein called pectin, cellulose, hemicellulose, callose. Extine is the outer layer. It is very thick layer. It is made up of pollen kit, sporopollenin and cellulose. So this extine is not uniform. Certain areas they have a very thin areas. Usually extine is thick, but it is not uniform. Some of the place it is very thin areas and a small round. That is place is called as a germ pores. Extine is thick in nature. So எங்கயாவது ஒரு பிளேஸ்ல very thin-ஆ இருக்கும், அந்த இடத்துல ரவுண்டா very hole மாதிரி இருந்துச்சு, small round like structure ஆயிருந்துச்சுன்னா that is called germ pores. அது elongated furrows மாதிரி இருக்கலாம். So extine is having the germ pores and furrows. Now the surface of the extine is maybe smooth and sometimes it is some of the species it will be sculptured in various pattern like rod shape, grooved, puncture like that. So in the sculptured extine la irukka the sculpture pattern and the particular species identify panni classify பண்றதுக்கு it will helping. The shape of the pollen grains vary from species. According to the species, pollen grain or shape differ. It may be global in shape or fusiform shape, lobe shape, crescent shape, anything. Size of the pollen grains may vary from that also according to the species from 10 micrometer to maximum 200 micrometer. The wall material is made up of sporopollen. It is important thing. It is contributed by pollen cytoplasm as well as tapetum. So tapetum it is derived from carotenoid. Carotenoid இருக்கறனால it is resistant to the physical biological decomposition. Pollen grain flower ல இருந்து இன்னொரு flower போறதுக்கு it is going to travel. So that time it having resistance against that high temperature இருக்கலாம், strong acid இருக்கலாம், alkali இருக்கலாம், enzymes இருக்கலாம். So it is preserve the pollen for long period. So fossils ல கூட இந்த கூட pollens எடுக்கலாம். So இவ்ளோ pollen வந்து protection இருக்கு during journey. Anther ல இருந்து stigma க்கு போற வரைக்கும் அந்த journey ல pollen ரொம்ப safe இருக்கிறதுக்கு the carotenoid will helping. It is giving the resistance against the high temperature, strong acid, alkaline, enzyme, everything. Fossil deposit la kuda some of the pollen grains we can identify. So this is because of the sporopollen. So the pollen kit is contributed by the tapetum and colored yellow color or orange color because of the carotenoid and flavonoids. So it is giving the oily layer forming, thick viscous coating. So pollen surface மேல ஒரு thick oil coating and oil இருக்க மாதிரி ஒரு thick viscous coating கொடுக்குது. So it will attract the insects and protect from the UV radiation ல இருந்து protection கொடுக்குது, as well as insects attract பண்ணாதான் pollination will happen easily. So this is by the pollen kit because of the carotenoid and flavonoids. Now we are going to see the development of male gametophyte. So the microspore is the first male gametophyte and it is haploid in nature. So the male gametophyte will be, the development will start inside the microsporangium inside itself. Microsporangium kulle irukappe microspore gamete form aanadukku appuram it will going to divide. The nucleus will going to divide the vegetative nucleus and generative nucleus. So the vegetative nucleus and generative nucleus will develop into a vegetative cell and generative cell. So the vegetative cell will be two unequal cells. Vegetative cells will be large, irregular and will have abundant of food materials இருக்கும். And the small generative cell. So in the two cell stage 60% of the angiosperm cells என்ன பண்ணும், plants will start to produce the pollens liberate பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிடும். But 40% of the angiosperm plants they are started again, the generative cell again going to divide into two male gamete divide ஆகி then it will liberate the pollens. So majorly two cell stage, vegetative cell, generative cell form aanone pollens will be liberated. So the liberate on pollens they started to travel to reach the stigma. So another flower la இருக்கிற female part stigma வை reach பண்ணும். So reach பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் தான் next development will take place. Once it reach the correct flower stigma ஓட placeல reach ஆயிடுச்சு, platformல போய் land ஆனதுக்கு அப்புறம் it started to observe the moisture absorb பண்ணி swell up ஆகும். Then இதுல இருக்கிற pollenல இருக்க intine will start to develop a pollen tube மாறும் through the germ pore இருக்குல. So excineல இருக்க அந்த germ pore வழியா உள்ள இருக்க intine. So already we know the pollen grain having the covering. Excineல வந்து outer surfaceல germ pore ஒரு placeல hole இருக்கு. அது வழியா உள்ள இருக்க intineல இருந்து pollen tube growth ஆகும். So இந்த growth ஆகி போயிட்டே இருக்கிறப்ப so இந்த ஸ்டேஜ்ல generative cell divide into two male gameta மாறும். இது எதுக்கு முன்னாடியே ஃபார்ம் ஆயிரும் அப்படின்னா இந்த ஸ்டிக்மால மூவ் ஆயிட்டே இருக்கணும். பட் embryo sac ரீச் பண்றதுக்கு முன்னாடியே two male gameta மாறிடும். So these are all the things about the development of male gametophyte. This is the diagrammatic representation of development of male gametophyte. See the picture A. So pollen grain la outer covering exine, intine, nucleus, germ pore இருக்கு. exine la germ pore இருக்கு. So second picture la nucleus going to divide. So in the picture D vegetative cell ஆவும் generative cell ஆவும் மாறுது. vegetative cell ரொம்ப large size ஆவும் small generative cell இருக்கு. இதுதான் pollen grain. Next development எப்போ stigma female flower ஓட stigma female partல போய் place ஆனதுக்கு அப்புறம் further development இருக்கு. ஸோ அந்த ஸ்டிக்மால மூவ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கப்ப ஜெனரேட்டிவ் நியூக்ளியஸ் என்னவா மாறுது அப்படின்னா ரெண்டு மேல் கேமிட்டா டிவைட் ஆகுது. See the picture G ரெண்டு மேல் கேமிட்டா மாறுது. இது ஸ்டிக்மால இருக்கு பிஃபோர் மூவிங் த எம்ப்ரியோ சாக். ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் த டெவலப்மெண்ட் ஆஃப் மேல் gametophyte.